Shut up and sit down.
And we are live on Facebook. Here we are. And my buddy Will, who lives right down the street, and I never see him.
I know. Well, you just look out the window. I'll wave to you, and I'm right there, man. I'm always close by.
Now, while we're waiting for everybody to join us, I'm going to go ahead and share this out.
All right.
So feel free to do the same. Let me see what page I'm on. Duh. I want to see my pretty face. There I am. God, I'm so damn handsome.
There you go.
Son of a gun. How'd I get so good looking? Share. Copy link. There we go. Mm-hmm. Wait to see if anybody decides to join us or if they're all ignoring me today.
I don't know. Maybe they're playing a little hard to get here or something. I don't know.
Give them a few minutes. Give them a few minutes. And so how's your day going, man?
It's going well. It's just starting. I had a late start today. I stay up all night basically because I am a night owl. That's just how it is. And I think I rolled out of bed at the noonish hour.
The noon hour. What's that like? Man, I'm up at freaking like 5:30, 6 o'clock every freaking morning.
Well, I am too, but then I go to bed afterward. I don't get up at that time anymore. Yeah. I can't do it, man.
Everybody wants me to cook. What the hell's up with that?
You feel like cooking at 5 a.m?
I don't, but I don't feel like it, but I do it.
Yeah, that's good.
To tell you, this is having a family. They think you need to feed them.
I know. Actually, my boys just got a hold of me a while ago. Want me to bring them Panda Express. They seem to be hooked on Panda Express. That's all they want. That and Chick-fil-A.
Tell them that it's made with real pandas.
Yeah. Then they might get like a double portion.
All right. So we've shared this out. All right. So tell me, what's going on, man?
I'm just living large. No, everything's going great. I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm ready to start my new show this Saturday night.
Uh-oh. Okay, now you got to tell me about your show.
So what I decided to do is to really build and grow my audience on YouTube, which is a challenge. It's difficult, And so what I did is I started creating content, putting up videos on a regular basis, and it looks like the folks have responded. I'm getting some more subscribers. I'm getting more view time and whatnot. And then I was like, man, I got to come up with a really good show of some sort, something that will kind of get people interested. Because I know a lot of times, especially in the paranormal community, folks, they don't really watch other folks' evidence so much. They really like their own. They love the EVPs and the audio and visual evidence that they capture themselves, but there's kind of so on other people's. So what I decided to do is that I know a lot of people love to watch ghost adventures, ghost hunters, paranormal state, and not for the evidence a lot of times, for the silliness that ensues during investigations. And it's kind of comical. There's funny things in there, but they also do go to some really cool locations, some pretty unique places that a lot of other maybe paranormal investigators would love to go. So there's a lot of different reasons why people watch the show or the shows. So I decided to do this. Reaction videos are fairly popular on YouTube. So I decided to do like a paranormal show reaction. And so I'll be watching Ghost Adventures, Ghost Hunters, Paranormal State, whatever. And I'll do reaction videos to that, but I'll do it live. That way people can join in, comment, say crazy stuff, and enjoy the party atmosphere that I'll be hosting. So.
Now, when people watch Ghost Hunters, if you ask Mustafa, it's so they can stare at his butt. So
right. See, everybody's got their reason. Everybody has a different reason.
But he does have a good ass, though.
I don't know. I've never looked.
I could hook y'all two up if you want to talk to him.
No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I decided to do that show format because it just seemed to make the most sense, and it seems like it'd be a lot of fun. Especially you kick back, relax, make yourself some damn popcorn, have some snacks, and just watch the episodes with me, and just say crazy things. Not too crazy about me because I'll ban your ass, but but it's going to be a fun time, and I think people enjoy it. Yeah.
So what's the first show you're doing?
I kind of mulling over a few Ghost Adventure episodes right now. I haven't really decided on which one yet, but it will be a Ghost Adventures episode. It'll be more on the earlier side of their show, in the beginning. That way, I'll have plenty of content, as we go on. Because if it becomes popular, I don't want to just stay with the one time a week schedule. I'd like to go maybe 2, 3, 4 times a week, depending on how much interest it garners.
Dude, okay, so you've got to have me over for one of those.
Of course, yes. That's the thing, because not only will it be me commenting and saying silly stuff about what we're watching and having fun answering questions and whatnot, but I'll also have guests on as well. You could come on, throw you up there too, and we can both have a blast with it, answering people's questions and talking about the investigations and their evidence and the bricks getting thrown at their head and all those shenanigans that we see. People getting possessed on camera, all that sort of thing.
Make fun of them, that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I'll bring the snacks.
There you go. Snacks are good.
You tell me what you want to eat and I'll bring it.
I clean, gluten-free, and then I'm good. Yeah.
Well, there goes everything in my kitchen.
Actually, it's funny. I eat kind of weird. People think it's odd, but it seems to work pretty well, especially when I eat for my blood type. That's a really, it's beneficial to my health. Cuts down on that inflammation in your joints. That way you can move.
My moving days are over.
As long as you're still breathing, you can still move.
Yeah, I could still probably move my fingers.
There you go. But you have to work on your finger skills then.
I eat low carb. I don't eat gluten free. So I can do low carb.
Yeah, low carb's good. That's really, really good stuff. Too much carbs, just, you start to get in shape, but your shape resembles a pear.
Yeah, I can testify to that. I used to be 240 pounds.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Heart attack will make you think twice about how you eat.
Yeah. It kind of has one of those deciding factors when it comes to your diet and how healthy you want to be.
So what else you got going on, man?
Oh gosh, I've been killing it lately, especially with the creating content, putting up interviews. I've kind of recycled a few of my old podcasts, cut out some of the interviews and taken them and making their own, separate video and throwing it up on YouTube. Recently, I did a video where I interviewed Ringo Starr, kinda, and well, it's titled basically "I Got Punked by Ringo Starr," but you'll have to watch the whole interview to see just what happens during that. Also, this is kind of good and kind of cool. I did an interview with a man who survived spontaneous human combustion.
Dude.
He
Okay. I've got to hear that one.
Boom, caught on fire, and then bam, there you go. Yeah, he survived it, and he tells the tale.
Dude, okay.
It's actually really funny. Those are more for people. I know in the paranormal community, a lot of folks are very serious about their evidence and when they investigate stuff, and I am too. When we've gone on investigations and made a movie about it, like Voice of the Unknown, everything was very serious as far as gathering evidence, analyzing it, and coming out with some sort of conclusion. But with my podcast, I take a more comedic side of the paranormal and incorporate that in there. Where I mean, one time, this is kind of funny. We took Mike Bowler, and Mike, he's been on different radio shows and whatnot, and he came on the show in the character of Francois Bolero, and we made him a psychic, and he was doing readings, and we did it for fun. But the crazy thing about it is, people thought it was serious, and they were wanting to email him so they could get more information and insight on their past. And we finally had to tell everybody, hey, man, we're just joking. We're just kidding. And I did another episode where I had this ability to travel places in my mind and pick up audio. I couldn't get the visual, but I got the audio. And so I went to Michael Jackson's grave and different people's grave, and I grabbed some audio of them saying just crazy things, over the years. And so when I went to their grave, I asked a crazy question, and I, hit the button, and a crazy answer came. So I incorporate a little comedy into the paranormal in that regard, and which makes it fun. So when people go to my YouTube channel, Paranormal Mayhem Zone, they can catch different content like that, as well as a little bit of rock and roll.
Oh, well then I'm there. You said rock and roll.
Yeah, I went to a Sammy Hagar concert in 2014 and captured the footage. I was actually working the event, so I got to stand down there where all the media folks were, and that was great because I'm literally pointing the camera up at Sammy and in the band. It was beautiful, and I got great footage. I got that on my Paranormal Mayhem Zone as well.
Of course, you get to go. Man, I did get to see Sam Hagar back in like 86, I think, right after he joined Van Halen.
He's amazing. Amazing.
The dude's, as old as he is, he still got it.
He does. He definitely has it. He's incredible. I love this concert, and to be right there, it was nuts. It was nuts. And we have, it's kind of funny. When I did my podcast, I have a friend, her name is Yvonne McLaughlin, and she does PR for a lot of different indie bands. And she would send me their music to play on the show. So if you like indie rock, I mean, we have like the Voodoo Sex Cult on there, and man, they kick ass. They're hard. They're hard. They're good. They're a really good band. And we have a lot of other bands as well that we feature on there. Mario Melody with Memory of a Melody from San Antonio. We have his music on there as well. Just a lot of different bands having a good time with them, and do some of their interviews. Well, I had Shavo Odajan of System of a Down.
Ooh.
Actually, I have his interview. I interviewed him on the show. So.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome. Speaking of music, and another resident of Austin, today is Robert Plant's 72nd birthday.
Wow. Damn. It's funny. I think the people that we listened to as we're younger, they're still around. They still are doing their thing, and they're older, but yet they can still jam. You look at different bands out there, whether it be Journey or whatever, Sammy Hagar, and other folks, 60s, 70s, Aerosmith, they're all older, but they're still playing. They're touring.
Oh yeah.
Who would ever think?
Look, the Rolling Stones are still playing. Like you said, Aerosmith is still playing. ZZ Top still playing.
Right.
Freaking
insane.
Kiss is on their 10th farewell tour.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. It's so surreal to think that they're just still doing it. And I mean, I don't know if it's because they need to keep up their lifestyle that they've attained over the years, or if it's just they just love it and they just want to be out there. I know with like Willie Nelson, he's always going. He's on his bus, traveling everywhere. He doesn't feel alive unless he's out there making music and traveling around.
Man, you got to pardon me. My allergies are acting up today.
That's okay.
You know how it is, Cedar Park.
Austin. I know. Isn't that a great name? Cedar. And
exactly.
Yeah, the Austin allergies are pretty tough. I've been fortunate this year. I haven't been killed by them. I felt them a few times, but not terrible.
Yeah.
I think I get out, we're hiking, I'll probably start feeling it more.
You know it. You're going to be out there in the wide open. I mean, hell, I'm in the house most of the time, and my allergies still kick my butt. Want to see? No. So, are you going to be doing any more television or anything?
Oh man, there's a lot going on. It's hard to work on maybe trying to get an outside gig when I've got so many projects going on at one time. I've got footage that I shot in upstate New York from an abandoned graveyard that I'm working on, and that's a pretty creepy place, and it was really neat to investigate. So I got to knock that out. I've got some books, some graphics, and things that I'm working on. But next year, 2021, Not So Sane Entertainment down in San Antonio, they'll be producing 12 feature films in 12 months.
What?
Yeah. Brett Mauser, who is the owner, the director, producer, he did 10 feature films in 12 months a few years back. Now he's going to do 12 in 12 months. So I'll probably get in some of the projects they got going on there. We'll see what I can do. And it depends on my schedule for next year, but I think I can at least get in one. I'm confident of that.
Shoot, why not?
I know. It'll be a lot of fun.
So I've got these headphones over here, and my wife won't let me use them because when I take them off, the little plastic that's around it or vinyl, whatever, comes off in my ears.
Oh, nice.
So I got these things, and this one keeps popping out.
Oh, no.
I think it's because I've got brain fluid leaking out.
Yeah, you could take a coat hanger and sometimes jab it in there, and it'll release that.
All right, so you're going to start this Saturday night.
Yes.
And what time is it going to be? Let's start at 7.
Yeah, we're gonna start it at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Central, and that way folks can get done with their stuff during the day and kind of get prepared for the evening to just chill. Now, let me see. I'm trying to think. On this video right now, am I turned sideways? You see mostly my kitchen or what?
I can see your television and So you got a chair over there in the corner, I think.
Yeah, see, what I did is I tried to move that out of the way so it wouldn't be seen, but that didn't work apparently. So yeah, see, I was having technical difficulties. Look at that. See, now you kind of straighten it out a little bit. Still kind of see it. Oh well. Enjoy my damn chair in the hallway.
Sweet chair, dude.
Damn thing.
What have you been watching on television?
Look at. Let me see. I'll try to move to the side a little bit. See that? Now, if I would have had my shit together, I would have had all this set up instead of fiddle screwing around with my OBS and trying to get it set up here. Make sure this doesn't fall apart. But yeah, back there, that's just the start of one of my podcasts on YouTube on the Paranormal Mayhem Zone. I use that as a thumbnail. It's kind of neat.
I had to turn off the ranch because otherwise you'd probably end up seeing it behind me.
Right? Uh, yeah, it happened. Setting up these different backgrounds can be a pain in the butt sometimes, but it is what it is, you know. I'll have it squared away by Saturday night.
Okay, I'm gonna trust you on that.
I certainly will. You know, I tried to do a live feed early this morning because I was up so late, and it just wouldn't work. It was freezing up. I Facebook was giving me a hard ass time. It, it was strange. I don't know if it was a paranormal occurrence or what, but
Dude, you know what? Last Friday night, actually, we were supposed to do a live comedy show.
really,
And anyway, the Facebook just like froze up, or not, it wouldn't even connect to it. Let's put it that way.
yeah.
And for some reason, between Zoom and Facebook was not communicating.
Hmm.
And luckily, it decided it was going to kick on and work today. So, you
Nice.
know,
I'm glad it did. You know, hopefully folks will check this interview out. It's strange with Facebook and their algorithms. Things I don't know. Certain things kind of will get a big audience, and certain things won't. It depends.
oh, they just see it's me, then they probably get off Facebook right away.
Yeah.
Now, we are having another comedy show tomorrow night if you want to check it out.
Oh, no kidding.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah, that would be good because I'm usually chilling. It's Friday sunset to Saturday sunset. I just hang out and chill. So that would be great. I'll fire it up and check it out. See what you guys are doing. Do you have like different guests or whatever, or what do you do?
Oh yeah, I've got several friends of mine out on the east side of the country, out in
Mm,
like West Virginia and New York,
yeah,
Massachusetts, all these different places, and everybody kind of joins in. Maybe some folks from Utah. Um, if I'm lucky, a buddy of mine up in Dallas might join us as well. But
that sounds like fun.
I'm gonna tell you what, the last one we had that actually got to be on Facebook,
Yeah.
all of us guys got so stupid we took our shirts off. One guy pulled his pants down and showed his butt and
Oh
everything.
shit.
It was crazy.
Oh, that
And yet
goes.
I'm still on Facebook.
Wow. It seems to kind of travels past the realm of comedy, don't it? You know, pornography.
It was kind of scary to be honest with you. Anybody that kept watching after that, they were desperate for something.
That's funny. Getting all riled up.
No, usually I just kind of kick back. I'll just kind of be the MC and I'll
Yeah.
just let all the guys do their comedy, and it gets funny. It really does.
Yeah, it sounds like a good time. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Kick back with my snacks. So we do at nighttime, just snack. It's so strange because for a while I was doing work during the daytime, but now everything's night. So I just do everything in the evening, and it just seems a lot better. I like getting up at like 11ish, 10, 12.
Yeah, I wish I could say that, but
And-
no, the wife, she starts her work around 7. So I usually get up and get breakfast and everything going and all that good stuff. And then I get in here and start editing and all that good to do.
I've
But
got
if
all
you,
these things on my screen. There we go. That's a little bit better. I had all my controls showing on here. What the hell's going on?
well, I try to turn the lights off so people don't have to see me that much.
Like, it's so wild. Like I said, I was like rushing right at the last second to get all this stuff together, and it just things just weren't clicking right. And at first, I was like, I don't have a feed. There's no. I mean, I don't have. I'm not on the screen. What the hell's going on? Well, I mean, if I plugged my camera up into the computer, that may help.
Yeah, that kind of helps a little bit. Go figure.
I think I got. I wonder if I got a graphic for on here. Yeah. So yeah, that's what my graphic's gonna look like.
Okay, go for it. Can you
So,
do it?
Is it showing on?
There, you should be able to share your screen. There's a button right in the middle. It doesn't always work for me, so.
Okay. So what I'm thinking is I'm looking at my OBS, and it's showing on my OBS, but it's not showing on the Zoom. That's pretty wild. Okay. I'm figuring this stuff out.
Well, it might work for you if you're the host. So.
Oh, I know what's going on. I'm mentally handicapped. That's a problem. Okay, so I'll get rid of that. Oh, okay, I know what I can do on here now. See, I'm thinking I'm going through OBS, but it's not even going through OBS. It's just going straight to Zoom. All right, look at that. I'm slow to start, but I'm a quick learner afterward, sometime later. That's funny. See, now knowing that, I could actually bring up my YouTube channel and just share my screen real quick. That way people, they know what it looks like, because that's one of the things that happen. Sometimes folks will need to go to your YouTube channel like, which one is yours exactly? Let me see. I'm going to definitely fire this up. Paranormal Mayhem Zone on YouTube. That's where we're at. Let's see if this works. Make sure I don't have anything embarrassing up on my desktop. Make sure I hit the right button. I'll put on the birth control. Let me see, share screen. Let's see if this works. Host disabled attendee screen sharing.
Let me see. Maybe I can get it to work.
All right. Yeah, I've really tried to grow.
See if that works.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Desktop. Let me see. Share. I'll zoom to share your screen. Yes, that would be really nice. I think it's going to try to take me to my setting. Yeah, isn't it funny? These damn things, they make them more complicated than what they need to be at times.
I know. Did it work though?
Nope.
No? Let me see if I can try something else. Oh, excuse me. Who can share this? All participants. How's that? Okay, I don't know if that worked or not, but you can try it.
Oh, I've got to go to my security and privacy preferences. Okay, to open. Okay, so it's my issue, I guess, over here with my settings. See, damn it, I wish these things were a lot more user-friendly. Let's see.
They need to make these things for people like me who are technically declined.
Oh, I think I got it now. Let's see. I'll be able to record the content. Oh, no. No, I don't want to do that because, let me see. Let's try it one more. Oh, there it is. Okay, I can do it.
You can do it? Go for it.
God, it's a miracle. Let me see here. Is it working now?
Oh, wow. There it is.
Yep, that's
pretty sweet.
Thank you. Let me make it a little bit bigger here. So yes, that's the Paranormal Mayhem Zone. And yeah, we've got a lot of great videos on here. We've got the interview where I spoke to Zach Bagan's ex-girlfriend, and she talks about his deep, dark past and secrets. So that's a fan favorite. Folks like that one. And then we have the Sammy Hagar videos. Those are in the play all, but when it comes to like all the videos, here we go here.
I should be following you on YouTube.
Man, you gotta subscribe. I'll be able to get monetized after a while. It'd be great.
I believe I am, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
But quite honestly, I don't really watch YouTube that often.
That's okay. As long as you subscribe, that's good.
I am subscribed. But you're not subscribed to me, are you?
I'm not.
You weenie.
What's your
I don't
channel?
know. You could be. The Vibes Broadcast Network.
I believe I am.
Yeah, you probably are. I haven't really checked, to be honest with you.
This video right here is actually a cool one. This was from the Victoria's Black Swan Inn in San Antonio, and what a creepy place that was. That was the place that's complete with a psychomantium. That was creepy. I don't know. No.
That was me before I cut my hair.
Yeah, Robbie Prince. You know, we've got Robbie, and he's a really excellent investigator. He's got all the gadgets and the gizmos and knows how to use them. So I love having Robbie. Yeah, it was funny because when we first got there, we were using the spirit box, and man, it was saying some really crazy stuff. Called Alyssa a bitch, a slut, said touches, and then it said mom, and then fuck you.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, and yeah, so that's some of the content that we've got up there. And then I've got my interviews, which have the kind of funny thumbnails associated with them. Yeah, it's cool. You know, we've got a little bit of content going on, and as the time goes on, we'll upload more and more.
So have you been down to Seguin?
Seguin, shit,
Yeah.
shit. I've been. We did let me see, a couple of investigations down there. We've done one at the Moshine Mansion, and also the Haunted Magnolia.
Yeah, I actually investigated a house right down the street from the Magnolia.
Did you?
Yes.
What
And
kind of evidence did you get?
most of it was just, it wasn't really like caught on any of our instruments. It
Yeah.
was mostly stuff that we experienced ourselves.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why it wasn't picked up is because the night vision camera system we had,
Right.
it's got a little iPad or whatever comes with it,
Mm-hmm.
and it quit working. We couldn't figure out why the heck it wasn't working. So
Right.
we had a guy that he does tech work, so we got him to look at it. He opens it up, and you know those hard plastic cases that the batteries come in?
Yeah.
Okay, you know those things don't move, right?
Right. Yeah.
When we opened it up, it was bent.
Really?
That was the first time it had ever been opened.
That's weird.
And then one of our recorders were missing. We looked all over the place, could not find it. And we only had it in 2 rooms. And that was the room we kind of had our base in. And then it was a bedroom in the back. Never could find it. I told the lady that owned the place, because they're remodeling. Like, look, if you can find this thing, or one of your workers finds it, will you let me know? And she said, sure, no problem. And I talked to her, I don't know, about a month or so ago. And like, did you ever find that recorder? She goes, oh yeah, I did find it. And like, well, where was it? The workers found it in the wall.
In the wall?
In the wall.
What? Wow.
So I can't figure that one out myself.
That's incredible. I mean, who would ever think that would happen?
I mean, honestly. So she said that we could come back and investigate it again. And I was kind of thinking maybe going back after it gets remodeled, or maybe when they're close to getting done, just to kind of see what it's like. So if you'd like to meet us there, it would be freaking awesome.
That'd be crazy. So is anybody coming on and hanging out and watching or anything? I don't know if everybody's seeing the notification. That's what I'm wondering.
I am pulling up. Let's see here. Where are we at here? Where are we at? Here we are.
Oh, there.
Actually,
nice.
We have somebody from Hollywood that's watching. And
right
I'm actually going to be on an interview with them tomorrow.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
So let's see what we got here. He is a stuntman.
Oh, cool.
He's been on movies like Venom and I think Ant-Man, Matrix, that kind of stuff, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. I just pulled up the
where we at?
comments. All right. Sorry, guys. I just pulled up the comments now. So yeah, if you have any questions or something, just let me know. If I missed anything.
You don't want to know nothing about this dude.
You're like an idiot now. Damn it.
Dang,
What are my views on-
550 in the chat room.
Dude, question, what are your views on body cams? Body cam would be great, or head cam, whatever kind of cam you can use. Body cam, a good GoPro is sweet. I mean, that would be something, because especially if there's something moving around you or something going on in the room, it can capture it. If you're reacting to something or an object or whatever moving that it's, on either side of you or behind you, and you turn, maybe that body cam can capture what's going on. I would think that there's a lot of benefits to something like that, as long as it's not jiggly, and that sort of
I think
thing.
it's great unless they find me drunk walking down the street.
Yeah,
Oh wait, different body cam. Sorry.
that's a different body cam, I think.
All right, so Longhorn Paranormal says hi,
Hello.
and Darren wants to know, how do you feel about Dream Theater?
Dream Theater. I don't know. What I don't know much about Dream Theater.
I'm not a fan.
What is it?
They're a group.
Oh, group. Oh, my bad. Oh, yeah, I have no idea.
Usually if they get past the 80s, I really, unless it's Godsmack or Rob Zombie, I don't really listen to them. So
Yeah.
all right. Oh yeah, Longhorn Paranormal's getting their truck wrapped today.
Oh, nice.
Okay, Darren wants to know, what do you fear the most of the paranormal?
That's a good question. I don't really ever recall being afraid of anything going into any of these investigations that I've been on. But obviously, if you were to have an attachment or something attached to you and go home, or that would be a bad thing. But I've never really worried about it too much. I've always stayed pretty prayed up and everything before I even go on an investigation, because you're dealing with entities you just don't know much about. So, but yeah, I've never really been fearful. I've been surprised a lot. I remember in a graveyard in Buda, Texas, me and this young lady was doing a little investigation, and we
Is
had
that what you call it?
Sure, an investigation.
Into the unknown.
Yeah, here. Hey, would you like to come on a date? I mean, we got a great cemetery to go to, but yeah, that'd be kind of creepy. Now, so we're in the graveyard, and we were around a whole bunch of Freemasonic like obelisks and whatnot, and she got touched on the. See, now I can turn everything weird. You know what I mean? I can turn everything just goofy.
You should have known that coming on my show.
Right. So something touched her elbow, like grabbed it, and she just about come out of her own skin. And that was kind of weird, because I thought she was going to have a nervous breakdown. So she went from having a good time to a nervous breakdown, which was, that was a strange event. It really was. And later on, we had set up a camera. It sounds bad, but we set up a camera, and we were doing like a little interview, and all of a sudden we heard footsteps coming towards us, and kind of like rushing through the grass and field that was in front of us, but there was nothing there, nothing at all, like zero.
Crazy.
And then after that, the camera batteries went dead, and so yeah, it was surprising. I mean, I wasn't scared. I was, kind of surprised, and I wouldn't say freaked out, but like, a little concerned. I mean, that's an odd thing to have happen.
Well, I got through my first marriage, so nothing scares me anymore. So yeah.
Right, there you go. Yeah.
She's
But
probably watching. She's gonna kill me next time she sees me.
yeah,
Yeah, Darren's always good for questions. I'll let you know that. He used to come on our shows all the time when we were on Paranormal Buzz Radio,
yeah,
and so in fact, say hi to Darren because he has his own show on there now.
nice. Hey, Darren, thanks for stopping by. Oh,
And
there's a
he
question.
says he's got like tons of them, but I only pick a few of them. He wants to know what your favorite trigger object is. I can tell you what mine is, but go ahead, man.
My favorite trigger object is Robbie Prince.
There you go.
I'm not even kidding. No matter where we go, okay, and this is a strange thing. Not everywhere you go, every location, you're going to find evidence. Sometimes there's nothing much going on. But with Robbie, no matter where we go, something's trying to contact us or something's speaking over the spirit box just, and answering questions. And it's been pretty crazy. So, I got to thinking, I was like, are these entities here because, that they're just because they're here? Are they following him around? So I didn't know.
My answer to that is the best trigger object kind of depends on where we're at and what the situation is.
In the beginning, I did some things. Folks sometimes they do the provoking, and sometimes, man, I did it quite a few times just to see what would happen. The only time I really got a reaction was in New Braunfels. We were at. I wish I could remember the name of the place, but it's a bar restaurant, and over the top it has rooms. And we were up there in the rooms, and I was doing a little provoking. I was saying some things, and we did have like a response to what I was saying, and it wasn't very good. Telling us to get out, fuck you, and different things. So,
Yeah. I kind of had my, doubts about spirit boxes and things like that, only because, you can get stuff from radios and, all that around you. But knowing FCC regulations, you can't cuss over those things.
Right.
And so when you get a bunch of cuss words, then you're getting something good.
Yeah, and during the time we were doing these sessions, spirit box sessions, whatever you want to call it, Robbie would ask questions, and you would hear the spirit box making its like, and whatever. But he asked the question, it stops and answers, and it answers in a way that it's answering the question. When he says, "What's my name?" and the damn thing stops and says, "Robbie." You know what I mean? That is what it is. And yeah, with the cussing on there, that'd be a big no when it comes to the FCC. So it's been pretty interesting. I like the spirit box, especially when it's answering the questions. And it's great because it's audible. It's right there in your face, and it makes you kind of look around the room like, where the hell is this thing at?
Mm-hmm.
And you have that little detector, and it's going over to the red, all the shit.
So what do you think about the apps that they provide for folks so that you can spend your good hard money on?
Yeah, anything on a phone, any phone app, I wouldn't, put too much credence into. I've used a phone app a couple times for fun. I was doing a radio show, and I did it live in a cemetery, and I was using the app to show me like on a radar where the ghosts were located. And I mean, that was silly, it was kind of dumb, but it made for good content. It was funny. People seemed to like it.
I know some people swear by some of those apps, but quite honestly, anything that you can download on your phone, I just don't trust it.
Ooh, looks like Darren has a good question.
Oh, did you see that one about the pregnant women going on investigations?
Yeah, I would have to say no. I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to take any kind of chance. I just wouldn't do it.
My children already came out as demons, so
Yeah, it's too late. Too late for you.
it's too late. Maybe that's what the problem was.
It could be.
So he had a question earlier. What do you think about people going live on Facebook? Do you think that helps investigations or hurts investigations?
If they're have their static camera set up and they're going Facebook Live, that I think that makes it interesting. Uh, you can get a lot of feedback from other paranormal investigators who want to watch, and other people or folks that are just interested in the paranormal, period. I don't think it can hurt anything, really. It actually shows what's there, and if you do catch something, then everybody gets to see it. It's kind of cool, you know.
Yeah. Well, you figure number one, it's going to be a lot harder to fake stuff
Mhm.
because you're in real time, and somebody might actually notice something that you didn't notice.
Right. Because
And
watching CCTV footage for hours and hours is like, it's
and plus, people get to see that you sit in the dark for most of the night and don't get anything.
right, and that happens. It happens sometimes. Yeah, I mean, spending hours and hours at a location and not coming up with anything sucks. But we went on several investigations over a period of a few years, and almost every weekend or every other weekend, and we did catch a lot of evidence. We really did. Uh, a lot of times we were with Robbie Prince and his group, Rip Crew, and they've got all the gadgets, but they've been doing it for years, so they're really experienced. They know what to ask. They know how to keep it going, because some folks will go on an investigation and they're going to do like an EVP session or a spirit box session and stuff, and they'll just be like, um, "Hi, is anybody here?" They just don't know what to say or do, and I think that could have an effect on maybe some of the evidence that you take in, or the evidence that you don't.
Well,
Communication.
that brings up a question then. If you're going on an investigation, do you think that it makes a difference if somebody walks in there with that confidence because they've done it so many times and they know what kind of questions to ask and they kind of know what they're doing? Or
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, you can randomly, I believe, uh, catch something here and there as far as evidence goes. If you're just a newbie, or maybe you're just, kind of inexperienced. But if you go in there and you know what questions usually get results, what the history of the place is, and just a general idea of how to perform a really good investigation, and of course know your equipment as well. I think you have a greater opportunity of catching uh, something that, if there actually is entity or whatever in at the location. I think your odds increase quite a bit.
think that the spirit or the entity there knows this?
Oh yeah, they gotta, because if they've been around for thousands and thousands of years or whatever, they know. I don't see how they can be like dumb. I mean, if you've been around that long, and of course they might want to have a little fun too.
Let's check with the
You know,
let's jack with the rednecks.
exactly. Bam, slap a few folks in the head. But yeah, it I think it makes a big difference when it comes to an investigation. If you have people that are more knowledgeable and knowing how to use the equipment, know what question to ask, and that sort of thing. It really helps out.
Darren's got another question for you. He wants to know how you feel about Ouija boards and would you use one on your investigations?
No, never. I know about Ouija boards, and I'd never use one. I don't have any desire to use one. I feel that it opens up too much into the spirit realm that sometimes you just can't take back. You know? So yeah, I'd rather not use it. You know, I I wouldn't be opposed to documenting somebody else that used it, which is well, most of my investigations that I went on, it was pretty much like that. I was doing a lot of the documenting, interviewing, that sort of thing. But yeah, I wouldn't personally use one myself, but I would document probably somebody else doing it. I don't know.
Challenge accepted.
I know. Yeah, it's wild because a lot of people have had experience with Ouija boards. You got a lot of young girls. You know, I heard stories from women like, yeah, when I was a young girl, me and my friends used one, and it started answering questions and spelling out names, and we all freaked out. We threw it away. You know, you hear those stories quite a bit. So I don't know. I wouldn't do it.
Oh, how about using the flashlights? You remember how they used to like just barely turn them on or off and get them to turn them on? How do you feel about that?
Sure. Actually, on the Paranormal Mayhem Zone YouTube channel, if you go to the video entitled Antioch Cemetery, it's the haunting of Antioch Cemetery. In that video, we did some different tests, and one of them was to take a mag light and unscrew it to where it wasn't connected and wasn't flat, lit up. Put it on a gravestone, and then walked away. And while we were on the other side of the fence, the chain link fence, we're just hanging out, talking, drinking some water and stuff. Because in Texas it gets hot. We look over, all of a sudden, starts flashing. So that was pretty cool, and I captured that on video. And, yeah, so yeah, check that out.
You could say that just because of the connection, it might be close enough to make it go off and on. But when you ask a question and you say, turn this one on, and it comes on, or, if it's no, turn this one on, and it kind of freaks you out a little bit.
Yeah, that would be more. I think that would be better evidence right there for sure. Especially anytime you can get the entity or whatever is in the room doing something, reacting in a way that you can capture it, whether it be a response to a question asked, like on an EVP, if you're doing an EVP, which you have digital voice recorder, or a spirit box, or even the camera itself, flashlights, anything, and also those little meters and whatnot. If you can get that thing to react after you ask the question, that's a lot better than just randomly things start going off. I like it. It seems, I would say, scientific, but I don't know how repeatable that is. But if you can ask a question and it responds in some sort of manner, whether it be throwing a brick at you or whatever, I think that's the best evidence right there.
Oh, that ain't no lie. And maybe that's my problem. Ding.
Boom, you whack with a brick or something.
Now, when we went to that house in Seguin,
mm-hmm.
We have a medium that we take with us. We actually have two. And anyway, when she was on her way up there, she had called us on the phone and said, for some reason I keep hearing Stevie Nicks. I think she said something else to us, and I can't remember what it is, but I'll get back to that in just a moment. But while we were there, we had a REM pod. Now, I used the REM pod. I don't know how much validity you could say that thing actually has. It's not a scientific piece of equipment. But when it started going off, it sounded it was a light and a noise that we didn't normally get when we used it.
Yeah.
And I changed the batteries out on it to make sure that wasn't what the problem was. And it was going off. It sounded almost like Morse code. So I got an app on my phone that if you put in a sentence, then it would do the beeps to Morse code. And this thing and the REM pod were starting to talk back and forth.
Wow.
Now, granted, I did not have my phone in there at the time because, your phone can easily set off any of these pieces of equipment. But for it to seem like it was communicating back and forth was crazy. Next day, we decided we were going to walk into town and we are going to go look around the shops, just kind of take a little break, and we were going to check the place out the next evening. So we walked into this little local shop, sold souvenirs, and here's a little bracelet, said Seguin on it, and it was spelled out in Morse code.
Really?
Okay, as the girls are checking this out, Fleetwood Mac starts playing on the radio over our heads.
That's weird. How creepy is that?
That was a trip, man. So, yeah,
Have you
fun
visited
place.
that theater that they have down there in Seguin? It's right on
No,
the.
I haven't.
Yeah, we premiered Voice of the Unknown there, and we also investigated the place as well. So yeah, that was a pretty cool spot. Now, that house that you're talking about, is that right on the main street? Like you have, is it that house? Then you had the Moshine Mansion. Then you kind of go into town. Is it right on the
Um,
main drag?
I want to say it's in one of those main drags coming into town.
Yeah.
Um, it was just a few blocks really away from Magnolia.
I want. I
And
wonder
it,
if that's a place that Robbie Prince investigated one time. I know he did an investigation in Seguin, and I went down there to hang out, and it was a house right on the main drag. It was a big house, big huge house.
but this place isn't too big.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of close to the creek, if I'm not mistaken.
Damn, Seguin's haunted as hell, man.
Man, you ain't lying. That's what was really trippy is we're in there and we hear this sounds like footsteps going across the room, right? So we're all
Yeah.
tripping out. But, of course, we're going to investigate to see what the hell it was, right?
Right.
Freaking raccoon had got in there.
Wow, the haunted raccoon, demonically possessed raccoon.
Which proves my point. Not everything that you hear that goes on in these places is,
Yeah.
Something paranormal.
That's true.
Could be anything.
Yeah, and that's where discernment comes in, and trying to contain your excitement sometimes helps because you're right. It could be a raccoon. It could be something falling off a shelf just because it was unstable. So there's a lot of things you have to look into, and you do have to look at it with through a investigator's microscope, sort of investigator's lens.
We went to a place, and I can't name the place because we were kind of sworn to secrecy. It would be like really bad if we told you about the place, but it's in Kyle. And they named the town after me because I'm so wonderful.
Nice.
But no, we go to this place, and they were telling us that you could hear a voice at certain time in the morning, right?
Yeah.
And so these investigators had been there before us, and they'd heard the voice or whatever. So we're there. I think it was supposed to happen like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Hmm.
And so we heard the voice, and I walked out and I looked out the window, and sure enough, there's a bar down the road, and they had just let out. And so, everybody's kind of loud.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that's exactly what they heard, but I'm just saying it's a coincidence that it's closing time,
Right. Yeah. You have to look at everything, all the possibilities. And the cool thing about it is if you can eliminate those possibilities and you do actually capture some good evidence, it's awesome. It's great.
Could be anything. Could be anything. Darren said he's got to go. Dadgummit. But he did have one other question. He wanted to know, what are your views on today's paranormal shows? Well, I guess we're going to find out this weekend, aren't we?
Yes. Well, I just want to say that my show will be great. As far as the shows on television, all right, it's going to be weird, but I haven't really watched many of them at all, like if any. It seemed to get kind of saturated after a while. These production companies who tried to come up with a new show all the time. Whether it be, you know, uh, Jack Osborne doing his thing or whatever, and it just got saturated. And if you saturate it too much, the genre, then everything's just kind of vanilla. It doesn't, it's not as interesting to me. That's why I really liked Ghost Adventures because it was different. It was neat. It was fun. But now it's like cookie cutter paranormal, for instance. That's what it's like. It's like cookie cutter paranormal. They've tried to do the hillbilly thing, all that kind of shit. But my favorites are the Ghost Adventures, and Paranormal State was pretty good. That's a pretty good show. and Ghost Hunters was always excellent. So that's the ones that I'm gonna try to watch, do reactions on, and let other people enjoy them as well, because those are the best ones, you know.
I used to like Ghost Stalkers because Chad Lindbergh was in it.
Ghost.
He would crack me up, man. He'd be in those places by himself, and he's like, every time something would happen, he's jumping all over the place. Which, you'd imagine most folks that don't know, they're not really stooped in it, would react, So
Yeah.
I felt like it was real as far as his reactions go anyway.
It's funny because in a lot of television shows, they have to embellish a bit. They have to overreact because, just to make it more exciting, more interesting, and whatnot. But I don't know. I really don't watch any new shows. That's why I'm hoping people will watch mine. If they won't want to watch any of the new shows, either just watch my show. No, I've had friends on paranormal shows, like Paranormal 911. My friend Riley Black, she's been on that, and yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I guess it gives some folks like an outlet to like maybe get some, I don't know, time, some fame time, where they can tell their story. What was it? My Ghost Story was one that people were getting on, and a lot of people that in the paranormal industry would go on there and tell their story and give them kind of like the 5 minutes of fame.
Yeah. But, see, I hate reenactments though. I
yeah.
hate reenactments.
Yeah, because you could do that every day of the week. You could just make up shit and have some actors and just, it doesn't really. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't really give you that, authenticity that you really find exciting. Because when you really see evidence, firsthand, that's good stuff. It is. You know what? Okay, I'm going to say this. This is kind of funny, but one of the things too is we all know that a lot of your television shows, they'll manufacture evidence because they have to, because if they don't, then, I mean, how are they going to explain the budgets, going to these different locations, spending thousands of dollars? You can't go to, 10 locations and not get anything. You can't, you're not going to have a television show. So one of the issues I had early on, especially when I aired Voice of the Unknown on Amazon, was folks had watched other, watch TV shows, and they're like, oh yeah, it's awesome evidence. So yeah, even though none of it was fucking evidence, that was all manufactured stuff. And then they watch my movie, and some of that evidence is all right, or it's no big. But mine was 100% real. I actually captured that evidence. I didn't manufacture anything. I didn't have to, because I was going every weekend for a couple of years. If you don't get much, you don't get much. That's life. But I actually had real evidence. So in my thinking in the beginning, it was like, wow, they're going to really flip at the stuff that we caught. But they see manufactured shit, the same shit, or even more spectacular on TV shows, and they think that's real. And then they look at my stuff like, it's not that great. But in actuality, mine was way better because it was actually real. When they see my stuff, it was real. When we have a light anomaly going across the room, going back and forth, and doing all kinds of weird shit, they're like, oh, that's cool. Like, no, that's awesome. Are you kidding me? Look at that. And when we're getting great EVPs, when we have a voice coming from a room that there's nobody in, we pick up on our cameras. That's spectacular. Are you kidding me? This moaning, what the hell? We caught that. We could hear it with our ears, and we caught it with our cameras. I mean, that's great shit. But I didn't see that on this show. No, you didn't. You actually seen it here. So.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a whole lot on our Facebook or any of the other stuff, because, I mean, quite honestly, I'm one of those kind of people. I'm real picky about the evidence that we put out there, and if it's not, 100%, I know that this is real evidence, I don't put it out there. So over the years, I maybe have 3 videos.
Yeah.
A lot of people have, tons and tons and tons. And I'm sorry if I don't have a whole lot, but I like to be real picky about my stuff.
Yeah, that's good to have, things up there that you're really confident in, the evidence that you're sure about. Because if not, if you have just anything, then people try to nitpick the hell out of you and stuff.
True. And I still like the skeptics. It makes my job make me work that much harder. So no big deal.
Right.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Okay. So one more time, what time and where do they find you when they want to watch this new show you're putting on?
Awesome. Yes. So they'll come to the Paranormal Mayhem Zone YouTube channel. Go there. Of course, subscribe once you get there. Do all that good stuff. Hit the notification bell so you can get notifications every time I do a new show or upload a video. But it's going to be at 10 p.m. Central, which will be 11 p.m. Eastern time this Saturday night on the Paranormal Mayhem Zone. And it's going to be called Late Night Paranormal with me, Will Scoville. Like that voice? The radio voice.
Oh, yeah.
Very whitish. But yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to watch Ghost Adventures, have a good time. Heeing and hawing and eating snacks and enjoying ourselves. Just a good old Saturday night. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be fun.
If people want to follow you, where do they go?
They can stand outside in the bushes out here because that's a beautiful viewing location. So that's the best place to follow me. Then they can, every time I go out, they can, catch me as I'm going to my vehicle. No, just kidding, folks. Good place is Facebook. I mean, that's a really good place to hit me up. Voice of the Unknown. We have a Facebook page for that as well. Go on there, like it, and then follow what we're doing. But Facebook's a really good place to keep up with me. But Paranormal Mayhem Zone YouTube channel is awesome as well. But that's where I'm going to be posting a lot of videos, and I'm going to be trying to get on there at least a couple times a week. We'll start out with one, see how it goes from there. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm telling you, it's going to be a blast. All the paranormal folks get together, have fun. That's a good time.
So make a post, send it to me so I can blast it out all over my social media and all that good stuff. Email it to me because you know how Facebook is. I probably won't see it till Tuesday.
Right. Yeah. And if anybody has any questions or information for me, they can always email me at willscoville@gmail.com. It's all one word. I make it simple. Just willscoville@gmail.com.
Sweet. Well, we're going to call it quits right here. Thanks to everyone that joined in the chat room and watched us. And I don't know how many people actually were on here, but we had quite a bit in the chat room.
5 million, I think, came on.
Oh, was that it? Oh, that's kind of disappointing. God, they usually have twice that many. But anywho, Mr. Scoville, as always, it's a pleasure to talk with you. And we will definitely be talking about doing this some evening where I come on there and watch one of these shows with you.
That'd be a blast. Definitely. That's right. And don't forget, folks, Late Night Paranormal with me, Will Scoville, Saturday, 10 p.m. Central.
Be there or be square.
That's right.
Thanks again, man. Thanks to all you folks out there. And we're going to call it quits, right?
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Listen to the Vibes. You can catch us on Buzzsprout or wherever you listen to your favourite podcasts. And on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at The Vibes Broadcast Network and on Instagram at The Vibes Broadcast.